Let's get it. Everybody. This is a special edition of Everyday Celebrity Media News. Special guest joining us, and she couldn't make it on Wednesday, so we're doing a little special bonus episode for you guys. And she is a retired teacher, very very beautiful woman. I don't know how I came across her profile, but I'm glad I did. So we're gonna talk to her and just like shoot the shit. There's no specific reason I have her on. It's just like I looked at her profile. She seemed interesting, and I'm interested in her life and seeing what she's all about. So we're gonna bring in our guest, Candace Myers. Candace Myers, welcome to the show.
Hi.
So
That's such a nice introduction.
well, I do my best. So you are based in New Orleans, right? I mean
Kinda.
Louisiana. Yeah, Louisiana.
Yeah, Louisiana. I'm from Slidell, which is like 30 minutes from New Orleans. It's on the north shore of the lake,
Mm-hmm.
but right now I live in Lafayette, which is like 2.5 hours from New Orleans.
Okay, but you weren't born and raised there.
No. I
Were
was
you?
born in Baton Rouge, actually, which is
Oh,
the
so you
capital
were
of
born in
Louisiana.
Louisiana.
hmm
Okay. Did you ever leave there when you were growing up?
I mean, not really. Maybe like the states nearby, Mississippi, Florida. I've been to California once, but that was like just this past year, actually.
In Los Angeles?
Yep.
Was it a culture shock?
Yeah. Uh, the best thing about it was probably the dispensaries,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, it was cool. Did all
Is
the typical tourist things.
is weed not legal in where you're from?
No,
No.
probably won't be for a very long time,
Mm. Is weed your drug of
unfortunately.
choice?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
you are a retired teacher, correct?
I mean, not technically retired, but yeah, I taught English for 2 years.
At a high school?
Yep, I taught ninth grade. My first year, actually, I taught uh, English 1 and business English. So I had students that ranged from ninth grade all the way to 12th grade.
How was
So
that?
it was challenging.
What are some of the worst things to you about being a teacher?
um, Sorry, I accidentally called someone just now. Oops. I put my phone down. Okay. The worst thing, actually, I loved being a teacher. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like I love teaching. I love hanging out with the kids. I think the worst part or the hardest part is just dealing with the education system, especially in Louisiana. It's not teacher friendly, not even student friendly, not education friendly. The point of it is not to educate the students, it's to get high test scores to get money. It's all about money. I don't know
Mm.
how it is in other states, but that's how it is here.
Is do you work at like a inner city school?
I did, yes. I worked at probably one of the most challenging high schools in the district here, like in
Mm,
the parish. But
okay.
I only was worked there for a year, and then I went to another school, which was it had similar demographics of students, but like the first school I worked at was like a D school, and then the second one was a B school, so it really wasn't as bad as the first.
A
But it
DMV, what
wasn't.
does that mean?
So schools get letter grades based on test scores and basically just test scores. But and like graduation rates and ACT scores and all of that, but that's test scores.
Mm,
Um and so you can get an A, B, C, D, or F as a school rating. And
mm,
so it went from a D school to a B school.
mm.
Yeah.
Have you seen that TV show on not Netflix, FX, and it's called The Teacher?
No, I haven't.
No. Well, it's about
Uh-uh.
this teacher, this young teacher, probably around your age, and she basically falls for one of her students, and like they
Oh
have a
man.
sexual relationship. And it's a fictional show, obviously, but obviously
Yeah,
that happens in real life. Has
it
that
does.
ever happened to you?
Not to me, but I know people that have done it, and it's terrible. I mean, I don't
that
know.
that work in the same school as you?
Yep,
Are they still there?
they are.
Wow. So you know fellow teachers that are still currently teaching who slept with one of their students?
Not necessarily their student, but a student,
Oh, damn.
an underage person, which I mean, I think is wrong.
Is this a
They're
female teacher or a male teacher?
a male,
Male
a
teacher?
couple of males.
Oh, wow.
Hmm. Yeah.
Do you think there's a double standard when it comes to shit like that with men and women teachers? Like when a woman sleeps with her student, a boy student, and then do you think there's a double standard? Does it not? Is it not as serious as when a man sleeps with their student and it's a female student?
There definitely is like a double standard, like I guess in the eyes of society. To me, I think it's wrong for an adult to be with a child no matter what. But I definitely think that there's a double standard because when I was a teacher and I would tell people that I'm a teacher, or I tell people that I used to be a teacher, like most of the time, the first thing they say is, oh my gosh, your students are so lucky to have a teacher that's pretty like you. And I'm just like, that's not the point of a teacher. Like, the point of a teacher is to educate their students and be that person for them to come to with any issues or things like that. So I don't know. It made me pretty uncomfortable because my students were like my children.
Mm.
Like they're like my babies, you know? Like I love them, and I just never looked at them that way because they're kids. I don't know.
Has a student ever hit on you?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Many. Many, many, many. Not even just guys, girl students too. I mean, like it's crazy. I mean, they have hormones, but and they're all like,
Yeah.
want to try new things, and I understand, but just, the teacher as the adult, needs to set those boundaries. And
Yeah.
yeah, I had to write a lot of students up for inappropriate comments.
So the TV show that I'm talking about, this teacher sleeps with one of her students, but the student is 18. He's like a senior in high school, right? And I was debating with one of my friends. I was like, I don't really see anything wrong with it because the dude is 18. He's considered grown in society. He's considered a grown person in society. So, and then my friend, she was like, well, it doesn't matter that he's 18. It's because she's a teacher and she is abusing her power or some shit." And I was like, the dude is like, if you're 18, you can go into the military and kill, but you're saying you can't make your own sexual choices. Like, what's your views on that?
Okay, so you make a good point about like making your own sexual choices. I feel like though, if somebody is in a in a place of power, so like a teacher and a student, like obviously, I don't know, or even like an adult and a younger adult,
Mm.
like how much of that choice is their choice? I don't know. I feel like young people and kids, whether they're, I mean, 18, 17, I mean, the difference is not, I mean, I don't know. They're still kids. They're still kids. Sometimes I still feel like a kid and I'm 25 years old. And I just feel like, yeah, it is abusing your power because you have a lot of influence over those kids. And so you need to tell them, you know, you need to teach them the ethical ways of life. And I feel like it's not ethical to sleep with a student, whether they're of age or not. Now, maybe they graduate and, you meet years down the line and things happen that way. It's still a little taboo. I don't know. I'd have to be in that situation, I guess, but I
What
haven't yet. So,
what if this was a college professor and he sleeps with his student and they're in college? Do you think that's wrong?
mm, I don't know because I had a professor that I thought was super hot and I probably would have banged if I could.
Mm,
But I don't know. I mean, I was 21. So, I wasn't super young. And
yeah.
I still think that it is kind of an abuse of power. Unless, they're not in that class. It's just the part of like being the person that's supposed to be educating them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. You should keep that separate.
Yeah. When you were underage, did you ever date any grown men?
Not grown. I mean, I had a boyfriend who was 2 years older than me. So at one point, I was 17 and he was 19.
Mm,
But other than that, no.
nah. Because I know a shit ton of girls who were like, when they were like 16 and shit, they were used to date like 27-year-olds, and there's a
And
lot of
those
girls who do
27-year-olds are pedophiles.
yeah, that's that's what I'm saying. But anyway, so
Yeah.
how long have you been teaching?
I taught for 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Did
So
you
so I started in 2018 when I was 22.
were you guys doing like all the Zoom classes and shit right now during COVID?
So I don't teach anymore. And when COVID started, school just got canceled. So that was like back in March.
Mm,
March 13th was when school got canceled. And after that, we didn't have to do any like online classes or anything.
mm. So
I
what?
couldn't imagine teaching during like COVID stuff. That's like part of the reason why I resigned was because I didn't want to deal with all of this nonsense right now.
Yeah. What is your passion? Is it teaching or something
Um,
else?
Probably not teaching. My degree is in psychology. It's not even in education. I thought it would be fun to be a teacher. I thought it would be fun and I thought it would be easy, but I was wrong. It's
Duh.
not fun or easy.
Mm,
Yeah, I know, right? Duh. But I just didn't realize all the things that go into it. But I guess like my passion, uh I don't know, community outreach. I think education is important. I definitely am interested in education, but maybe not like traditional education or at least not public education.
Mm-hmm.
at least how it's run. I really think that education is important for, kids that come from low income families. It helps them break the cycle of poverty and all of that. So I would like to work in some sort of like community outreach that's aimed at bringing those type of educational resources to areas that have trouble getting them.
Mm.
I don't know exactly what that would be. I know that there's like a ton of nonprofit organizations and I could work for one of them, but it's really hard to get a job right now, especially.
Yeah. So what do you? So you're unemployed now?
I am a homeschool teacher. I teach this 2 and 3 year old, these little boys, and I also am a nanny for an 11 and 14 year old. So I basically just drive them around places.
Yeah.
And I have the OnlyFans. I told you about the OnlyFans earlier.
The OnlyFans. Oh, let's
Hmm.
touch on that then, since you brought it
Okay.
up. When did you start doing OnlyFans?
About a month and a half ago.
Now, when people hear OnlyFans, they automatically assume that okay, you're on there like either having sex or like doing nudes or doing some type of sexual shit. And you know
Hmm.
how Bella Thorne, you heard about her when she had an OnlyFans and she made like $2 million in like one day or something from subscriptions and shit. But everyone
Yes.
but everyone was mad because she wasn't like posing nude and like she was just doing typical pictures that you can see on Instagram. And then they changed the
Yeah.
rules or something about it.
So I wasn't on there when all that happened, but I do know about it. They have these messages that you can send to your fans that's like pay per view.
Mm-hmm.
And usually the pay per view stuff is a little more risque.
Mm-hmm.
And I think whatever pay per view thing she had, she said it was gonna be like nude and it wasn't. But yeah, that was pretty messed up. I don't really know what exactly changed on OnlyFans after that because like I said, I've only been that was like earlier in the year and I
Yeah.
wasn't doing it yet. So,
So what made you start it?
well, I'm like $25,000 in student loan debt,
Mm-hmm.
so I would like to pay that off and I basically have like maybe like half of my OnlyFans money goes to savings just to pay that off.
So what's the content that you have on your OnlyFans? Are you like having sex on there?
No, I don't do all that. But I have custom content that people can request what they like, but that's not what I post on there.
Like someone can like I can request like, can you pose nude and shit like that?
I post nudes, but it's not like it's just like boobs and butt and lingerie kind of stuff.
So you never posted any content with you in like a sexual act on OnlyFans
Not to my main feed, no.
on a like a request.
On a request basis or like a pay-per-view type thing, I'll do that. That's I consider that exclusive content.
So how much would that? How much would that like cost?
$10 a minute.
Damn. So $10 a minute, someone can watch you have sex with your partner.
Hmm. That's
Okay.
not really the requests I get the most though.
Mm.
I do mostly solo stuff.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now, when you decide to like do to have sex on OnlyFans with someone, is it with your partner, or do you like seek out another person specifically
I
for
have a
the show?
boyfriend. Yeah, I have a boyfriend, so he's usually well, he is the person that I make content with.
And he's fine with that.
Yeah. He doesn't like to show his face, but uh yeah, he helps me sometimes with
How long you
stuff.
guys been together?
Not long actually, only like 3 months. We like
Mm.
just met recently.
So when the first time you guys did it, what was the conversation like? What's his name?
His name is Nick.
So were you like, Nick, can you do me a favor and fuck me on OnlyFans? We're gonna make a shit ton of money.
Something like that. I kind of just like I got a request to see something in particular, and I asked him if he'd be about it, and he was like, "Yeah, actually, I have like this really fancy camera." And then yeah, we did it, and it was
Mm,
fine.
mm,
I definitely do more things by myself than with him though. But
mm,
he's not against it. He's just busy.
mm. Okay. And how when you started OnlyFans, were you worried about what if one of my dad's friends sees this shit? Were you ever did anything like that ever pop in your head?
Um, I think the like I'm not really worried about my family finding out because I don't think that they will. I actually told my mom about it. Okay, so like 3 years ago when I was in teacher school, I sold my underwear. So that's like kind of where I got started with it.
What
And
to students?
no, I was
So
just
was
in
this like
teacher
that movie
school.
Sweet 16 or some shit?
No. I just actually I just sold it on Instagram and Twitter. Uh
Wait, 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 wait,
people
wait, 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 wait. So when you say sell your underwear, are you like you just like you're wearing underwear and you're taking it off and then you're selling it?
Mhm.
So there's
Yep.
weirdos out there who like to buy used underwear to like sniff or something.
Hey, I wouldn't call them weirdos, but yes,
Or like
panty sniffers.
people with strange fetishes.
I say unique or interesting
Interesting.
fetishes. I am not in any place to judge. I have, my own personal likes and
Uh,
might not be what everybody else likes. You know what I mean? But yeah, there are panty
what
sniffers.
made you do that? Like, where did that come from?
Actually, I watched this documentary on Netflix called Hot Girls Wanted Turned On, and it was all about like the how women are getting into the porn industry and like how they're kind of like changing the porn industry from being like I don't know, male oriented to more female oriented. And I thought it was really interesting. And then I watched this, actually, I watched a podcast, the Joe Rogan Experience, and he had a humiliatrix on there. And so her job is to humiliate men and that they get off on it.
Mm,
And I just thought that was so interesting. So I was like, you know what? I wear underwear every day. Why don't I just start making money off of that? And so I did. And I make more now because when I did it before, I did it anonymously. So like I didn't show my face. I was too scared to show my face, but I make a lot of money now as myself.
nice. So the the I got questions about this underwear thing. So
Okay, go
do
for it.
you charge more? Do people request like, oh, I want a pair of your panties that have a little cum on them?
So regular panties are $40. If you want cum, it's an extra $10. People request pee. Uh, stuffing. Have you ever heard of stuffing? That's when you like take the underwear and you stuff it
Stuff it in your
up there.
cooch
Yep,
and
pretty
then pull it
much.
out.
Yep. And then put it in a little vacuum seal baggie and mail it off.
Wow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do that because I'll be worried about having my DNA in other people's hands, and they might.
Yes.
Next
I
thing you
might
know, you have
be
a little
framed
Candace
for a
running around.
crime. Oh yeah, like a clone of me.
Yeah.
I'll never know.
So you're basically into the whole sex work thing. That's what I'm hearing from you.
Yeah, I think it's super interesting. Yeah,
You should listen
I
to
guess
it.
I'm into it.
I have a podcast episode that I interviewed a sex worker. You should hear it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll check it out.
So how long do you think you'll be doing OnlyFans for?
I mean, as long as I'm making money from it, right now I make enough to pay my rent plus some. So if that keeps working out, then I'm going to keep doing it until either I find like a real. I'm thinking that I might hopefully find a real job after this whole COVID stuff is over.
Hmm.
But I think that even if I do have a real job, it's still a nice like side gig. And if I could make enough to pay off my loans and then maybe even make enough to build a tiny house, then I think I'll stop after that.
Are you making like thousands a day or a week?
No, not yet.
Mm.
Just like a month. Maybe like 1,500 a month right now.
Mm. What
I
are
only have like 100 fans.
do any of you of your like subscribers, do you know any of them personally? Like, do you like if
Actually,
you're like scrolling down your subscribers and you see, oh, that's my homeboy, that, and do you feel weird about like one of your good friends like secretly watching you or something like that?
there's more people that know me than don't.
Mm.
So it is a little strange to think that like people from that I know from high school or even like friends that I still hang out with today, like they've seen every part of me. It's a little weird, but yeah, I don't think about that. It's not my first thought when I hang like when I see someone like have you ever hung out with like an ex? You know, you guys have had sex before, but it's not like the first thing that comes to your mind when you see them. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just
What
don't think
about
about it.
what about
I
your
think about the money.
boyfriend's? What about your boyfriend's friends? Does he feel some type of way that his homeboys are like subscribed to your OnlyFans and they're like masturbating at home to you and shit like that?
Well, as far as I know, his friends don't know that I do it.
Mm,
Uh, I don't know how he would feel about that though. I haven't been presented with that issue.
mm.
As far as I know, I don't think any of them subscribe to me, but it's a possibility.
Are you a real sexual person?
I think so. I think I think maybe more than others, but definitely there's people that are more sexual than I am.
What are some of your fetishes?
I mean, I'm into like BDSM kind of, like more of like bondage and like submission.
Mm,
I'm a sub, so I'm into like obedience and things like that.
okay.
Pretty simple. It's not like nothing anything crazy, just yeah.
No, like stabbing each other and shit.
No, I don't need to be stabbed. Slightly choked, slightly spanked. That's good enough for me.
Yeah. So, what is your what is your Christmas plans?
I don't have any Christmas plans as of now. My family doesn't really celebrate Christmas. Not my mom's like super religious. I'm not really religious, so I don't do like I know people don't always do Christmas because they're religious or whatever,
Mm,
but I don't know. I don't like the idea of like the gifts and all that. I probably get like my mom a present, my brother a present, and then like my boyfriend and my best friend a present. That's it.
are your parents
Probably won't
together?
like do anything. Oh no. They've been divorced my whole life.
Siblings?
Um, I have two brothers, yeah.
Mm, older?
Both younger than me. I'm the oldest actually.
Yeah. All you guys have the same mom and dad?
Um, m- my youngest brother has a different dad than me and my other brother.
Mm, okay. So, how do you
But
feel
yeah,
about this vaccine that's coming out? A lot of people, and you live in the South, so there's in the South there's a bunch of people who are into
stupid
like
people.
yeah, a lot of stupid people, a lot of racist people, a lot of people who believe in like magic and voodoo and all that bullshit. So,
Hey,
well, I
I
mean,
think
yeah, well, a lot of people who believe in like magic and ghosts and all that stuff, and so a lot of people are weary about taking the virus because there's a lot of, if you go on social media, there's a lot of like memes and shit about. I just saw one today about the old lady who was the first one to get ejected today, and then she
mhm.
like 10 minutes later she turned into like some monster or some shit. She was like climbing all on the walls. So a lot of people are skeptical about the virus. So how do you feel about it?
Um, okay, so first of all, I think that the people who believe in voodoo and magic are not the ones that are the stupid ones. I think the stupid ones tend to be the ones that are more religious and more conservative. So just voodoo is not bad.
All right,
uh, okay,
disclaimer.
so yeah, just a disclaimer. Like people that do voodoo, people from New Orleans, those are like the cool people. They're not the stupid ones. It's the ones from the small towns around here. But yeah, I don't know what to think about it. I mean, I think I'm glad that we finally have a vaccine. I don't know if I'll get it because I have, and this sounds so dumb, but I've gone this whole time and I've been pretty good and I haven't gotten it yet. I don't know how. Or maybe I've gotten it and I haven't had any symptoms. I don't know. But I don't usually get the flu shot every year and
Mm.
I've never gotten the flu. So
Yeah, I never got the flu shot either.
yeah. Have you ever gotten the flu?
No.
Okay, so I just don't know. I don't know what to
Have you
do.
been
I don't
tested
know.
for COVID yet?
Huh?
Have you been tested yet for COVID?
Yes. Yes, I was tested and it was negative, but I haven't gotten the antibody test. So I don't know if like maybe I had it before or have gotten it since I've been tested because I mean, I've gone out in public quite a bit this whole time. Like,
Mm.
well, when schools were closed, I didn't go anywhere for like 3 months. Uh, but then after that, I started going to the grocery store and I go to restaurants now. And
Is
yeah,
stuff
I don't
still
know.
open out there, like restaurants and
Yeah,
bars?
it's like it's normal here. It's pretty normal. It's like back in phase two, but nothing has really changed. I don't know if like the clubs and stuff are closed or like what the deal is, but because I don't really go out or anything like that. But yeah, I don't know. Everything seems fairly normal. People hardly even wear masks here. It's ridiculous.
Mm. So yeah, that's that whole thing about the South. There's something about Southern people. I mean, don't take offense to this, but it
No,
seems
I
like
hate
they
it.
are so like behind the times. Like,
Yes,
are you guys not
they
aware of
are.
diseases and global warming and fucking gay LGBT rights and
Hmm.
racism and shit? It's like, mm,
So, remember how earlier I was talking about how education sucks here?
yeah.
Okay, so that's why people are like that because education, people just like education's not like a priority here.
Mm-hmm.
A priority here, like, Louisiana is like the incarceration capital of the world, right?
I didn't know that.
So, yes, Baton Rouge has the highest incarceration rate in the United States, and the
Mm,
United States has the highest incarceration rate in the world. So, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, has the highest incarceration rate in the world.
mm.
It's very sad, but I feel like students here are not educated. They have. I don't know if you've ever heard of the school to prison pipeline, but
Yeah.
it's real here.
Mm.
Yeah, it's real,
Do you know any?
especially kids of color. It's terrible.
Yeah. Do you know anyone who's in prison?
No, not personally. My dad was in and out of jail when I was younger, and I had a friend go to jail a couple times, but not prison.
Have you ever been arrested?
No, I've never been arrested.
No.
I've only been pulled over by a cop 2 times, and I got a speeding ticket both times.
Yeah. So you didn't use your white privilege to get out of it.
No, I just accepted it. I was like, yep, you know what? You caught me. Give me the ticket. I was nervous though because I had my dab pin, and I both times I was hitting my dab pin. So it was
Mm,
like, oh my gosh, please don't come to my window. But they made me get out of the car. They always make you get out of the car. It's
yeah.
so weird. But yeah,
So when you were in college, what were you like? Were you like the same person, or were you like a totally different person?
I think I was pretty much the same. Um, I didn't like. I wasn't really like a partier or whatever. Just
Mm,
kind of smoked a lot of weed and went to school. I had really good grades, so I
mm.
was really focused on just going to class and getting out so I could get a job, which didn't happen.
Were you shy?
I was a little shy, I think,
Because when
for sure.
I don't know you personally, but from this conversation and everything else, you seem like a free spirited person. You're not shy. You're not scared to talk about it. Everything. Were you like that in college?
I think that I am like that. The only thing that I guess was different about college is that like it's not hard for me to like open up to people. It's just like in college there's just so many people. And I think that that is what like gives me a lot of anxiety is just like a lot of people everywhere. There's just a lot of people everywhere all the time. And I went to a very small high school with like only 700 people to a college with 20,000 students. So it was just kind of like just a big like shift and I just felt just I don't know, kind of out of place. It was just a weird time, but definitely I mean, I think I'm a free spirit for sure. I
Were
mean,
you
I'm always nice to people, just like, I don't know, kind of stay to myself a little.
were you in a sorority?
No, I wasn't, but my best friend and a roommate was in a sorority.
How do you feel about sororities?
I think that they are cults that take people's money.
Yeah, yeah.
They have a lot of stupid rules.
I don't like them either. And they're racist as fuck. So
Yes. Oh my gosh. There's like white sororities and black sororities, which is I mean, it's cool, but like and I think like you can join whichever sorority you want. Like I don't really think that they're like, "Oh, you're black, you can't be in the white sorority," or "Oh, you're white, you can't be in the black sorority," because there
no.
definitely was a mixture. But like yeah, I think that they are especially in the South pretty yeah,
Mm.
pretty
All
racist.
right, so you were born and raised in the South, so I'm gonna ask some like questions because obviously the South does not is when it comes to like living and like laws and just being down with the times, it doesn't compare to California, obviously. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask you what your views on some topics.
Okay.
So what do you think about gay marriage?
I think it's great. I'm bisexual, so I think that anybody should be able to get married. I think that love is love and it doesn't really have a gender.
Is gay marriage legal in Louisiana?
Yeah, so gay marriage is legal everywhere since 2015.
Those everywhere? I didn't know that.
Yeah, federally is
Mm.
legalized. It's legalized federally. Mhm.
What do you think about all of the Confederate monuments being torn
Mm,
down lately?
take them down. I think it kind of sucks that we still have plantations here. And it's like normal to like have your wedding at a plantation. It's like
Hmm.
nobody's having their wedding at Auschwitz.
Do you think it's crazy that it took this long to realize that hey, this statue was a statue of a guy who was fighting to keep slavery around? Like they didn't
No,
notice.
I
They
don't.
didn't notice. They didn't realize this like 5 years ago. Like, do you think that's weird?
So 5 years ago, they were actually starting to take them down because when I was in high school, which was not that, I mean, it wasn't that long ago, but I graduated in 2014. And I just, when
Mhm.
I was in high school, it was a debatable topic. They were starting to take statues down in New Orleans. And at the time, I wasn't really sure how I felt about it because I understood that like some people's argument is that it's like it's part of history and you don't need to take it down. But it's like idolizing these terrible people. Why would we want to idolize somebody who did those kinds of things? But at the same time, I'm not surprised because when slavery ended in like what 1865, is that correct?
I mean, it sounds right. We'll just go with that date. I
Okay,
know this is
so
a news
when
show, but
okay, so when slavery ended, uh, we still had segregation 100 years after that.
yeah.
So it hasn't even been 100 years since segregation has ended. So am I surprised that this is still happening? Absolutely not. Am I saddened? Absolutely. I feel like they need to be taken down. I feel like they should not be idolized. I feel like we should be moving past it. I don't know why people are still have the Confederate flag. People who say the Confederate flag is not racist, they're lying to themselves. I think
Mm-hmm.
that they probably don't recognize it. They don't understand why it's racist. Like I said, education is not that good here. So
Mm-hmm.
basically what we're taught in school is that the like literally history teachers have told me that the Civil War was not fought because of slavery. Like they just have legit said that.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not about slavery. And it absolutely was about slavery. It was about states' rights
Mm-hmm.
to have slavery.
Yeah.
So, but people here, they're just not taught they're just not educated appropriately. It's so terrible. So terrible.
What do you think about interracial dating?
I think it's fine.
Have you ever dated
I
outside
mean,
your race?
yeah. I've dated a couple guys outside of my race.
What do your parents think about it?
My dad probably wouldn't approve, but he's not in my life for various reasons, but my mom's fine with it. She's dated black guys before, so
Why
she's
wouldn't your
she's
dad
cool.
approve?
Cuz he's racist.
No. Is that why he's not in your life?
Yeah. Well, that's one of the reasons, yeah.
You want to talk about the other reasons?
No. I mean, it just has to do with like drugs and things like that, so but
Mm,
that's it.
okay. What do you think about I mean, you work with children, right? Or teenagers.
Mhm.
A while ago, a few months ago, you know who Dwayne Wade is? The basketball player?
Mm-mm.
Well, anyway,
No.
he has a kid who is, I believe, probably like 10 or something. Well, let's just forget about Dwayne Wade. What do you think about a child who being a child who says like a 10-year-old, right?
Mhm.
Or an 8-year-old who says who's a boy and says that they want to be transgender, they want to become a woman. Do you think an 8-year-old has the mentality to make that life changing decision at 8 years old?
I mean, I don't know if they should be able to have like surgery, mostly because they're still developing. So I think they need time to develop before they, you know, make any kind of body altering, surgeries. But if a kid wants to wear a dress, let them wear a dress. I mean, it's not going to hurt anybody if that's how they feel comfortable. I don't know. It's like I just feel like if somebody wants to do something and, whether they're 8 years old or 80 years old, if it's not hurting anybody, then why not?
Okay, so another question. Charlize Theron, she's an actress, right? She
Hmm.
adopted like I think like two or three black children from Africa,
Hmm.
and she dresses her boys. They're like baby boys. They're like 6, 7. years old. They might be younger than that or whatever, but they're boys, right? And she dresses them in female clothing, like girl
Hmm.
clothes. Do you think that's putting a false like narrative in a child's mind?
No, because like, why do clothes even have to have genders in the first place? Like,
Mm,
what? Like, why are there boy clothes and girl clothes? Why can't there just be clothes?
okay.
And if there's, I mean, how old are they? If are they? You said they're like 6.
Well, I don't know their exact age, but they're young. They're like young enough to be in like strollers and shit, but old enough to like walk out off the strollers. They're probably like 6 or 7 or something like that.
Okay, so the two kids that I homeschool, they're 2 and 3-year-old boys. Okay, and they like to pick their own outfits. When I was 6 years old, I like to pick my own outfits. I just wouldn't think that she is forcing her children to wear certain things. I just feel like they probably choose that. And if they choose that, then who cares?
Now, when your 7-year-old boy chooses his 7-year-old sister's dress to wear, do you think
Hmm.
it's the parents' responsibility to say, Brandon, that's a dress and it's made for women. You're not supposed to wear that. Or do you think the parents should be like, okay, put this dress on, and then go out into the world, and then the boy ends up growing up and I mean it's bad, but in all reality, let's a boy like is probably going to get teased if he's like in elementary school walking around with a dress on. Do you think the parents should avoid that? Because that'll fuck up a kid's mind, right? Like he's getting
I think
teased and shit, and then next thing you know, the motherfucker's having like suicidal thoughts and all this other stuff. He's confused.
I think
Do you
that
think the parents should stop it before? Well, not even stop it, but do you think the parent should inform the child the decision that that child is about to make by picking a dress that's made for women when you're a boy?
no, because if the child wants to wear it, let him wear it. Why would you say that that's made for women? The only reason why it's made for women is because society tells us it's made for women.
Mm,
And kids get made fun of and teased for all kinds of decisions that they make. When I was in high school, kids got made fun of for liking anime. Kids got like they got teased because they were overweight. They got teased because they were interested in this or interested in that. I mean, like, you can't, first of all, a child needs to be able to be autonomous and make their own decisions. And it's only up to the parent to keep them happy and keep them safe. But you cannot keep them happy and safe from everything, especially if they're going to public schools. And if the kid makes the decision to wear a dress and gets teased, then they can make the decision whether or not they want to do what they like because they like it and not care what other people think, or decide that they want to live by society's rules and not be who they want to be. I think that it's the parent's responsibility to teach their kids that it's not other people's opinions that matter. It's their opinion of themselves that matter. That's what I think is a parent's responsibility. Not to say this is how you should live your life. This is how you should live your life. You should live your life how you want to live your life, as long as it's not hurting anybody else.
mm.
But
Do
I guess
you do
that's
you,
just my opinion.
do you have children?
I don't have children, but I basically helped my mom raise my 2 brothers. So,
Do you
uh,
want children?
I don't know. I don't think I would want my own children unless, like, if
Most
I
people
had,
don't.
yeah. I was gonna say, like, I have 500 children. I'm good,
Mm,
but no, I think that I would only have a child if, like, I don't know, I found like a rich husband and I could be like a stay-at-home mom. That's the only way I would have kids.
yeah. I mean, well, keep that OnlyFans shit up. It might happen.
Yeah,
You,
maybe.
you might find a sugar daddy.
Fingers crossed.
So since you're in a relationship, let's talk some relationship. What is? Do you have a certain type
I think that there's definitely like, yeah, I mean, kind of, but I don't necessarily always date my type. Like, my boyfriend is not by, like, I don't know. He's not the guy that I would usually go for. I usually go for like super tall, super muscly, but not always.
So what
Mix
is
it
he?
up.
Short and scrawny?
He's not short. He's not that short. He's like 5'8". I'm 5'2", so like I don't need somebody 6'2". It just so happens that I date taller guys.
Do you
But
like
yeah, so he's
athletes or something?
I mean, not necessarily. Not necessarily athletes, but like a fit guy is nice.
Hmm.
But yeah.
What do you think? What do you consider? Like if you're in a relationship, what is some of the things that you will not take? Like that's unforgivable.
Unforgivable?
That will make you
I
like
don't know.
break up with someone.
Well, cheating.
Cheating, okay. So a guy can
Uh,
cheat on you,
yeah.
you won't give him a second chance?
Uh, I mean, I guess it really depends on the situation, but no, I think I'd end it. I'd just end it.
Hmm.
But I mean, other than that, I don't know. Yeah, cheating is a really big thing for me.
What do you? Let's talk about cheating. Do you? What are some things? I'm gonna name some scenarios, and you tell me, do you consider it cheating or not?
Okay.
A guy on Instagram, your boyfriend on Instagram, liking other females' pictures. Do you think that's cheating?
No, and I think girls that think that's cheating are just ridiculous.
What about guys? What about if your boyfriend has a? You go on his phone and he still has a Tinder account. Do you think that's cheating?
I don't I don't think having a Tinder account is cheating. I think
If
because
you
I mean
have
I
it, you're
have one.
using it. If you have it, you're using it.
You think?
Fuck
I
yeah.
have it. It's
It's just sitting
deactivated.
on your
I have
phone, just sitting there.
Yeah, it's just sitting on my phone.
You
Like
never use
I
it.
mean my no, my profile is like turned like deactivated, like it's hidden. Like people can't find me and I don't go on there. But I mean, I have the app on my phone still.
Mm.
But yeah, no, I don't get on it.
So you wouldn't get mad.
I wouldn't get mad if I saw the app, but I know my boyfriend deleted it.
Mm.
He showed me.
Okay. He deleted his, but you still got yours. That's a
I
double
don't use
standard
it.
shit.
I didn't make him delete it. I told him he didn't have to. He chose to delete it.
Okay. All right. So, do you think kissing is cheating?
Yes. I think making like physical contact with another person is cheating.
Mm.
Because like with my OnlyFans thing, I have to flirt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Like like in messages or like, whatever.
Mm.
So I don't think that is cheating. Uh but yeah,
You don't
like kissing
consider that
somebody else.
emotionally cheating on someone?
Mm-mm. I think it's my job. I think it's like my job. So I don't consider it cheating for me. If I found out that my boyfriend was like talking to another girl, then I'd probably be like, what's going on? Like I know you don't have an OnlyFans, so what you doing? But
Do you
I
think
mean,
like if your boyfriend takes one of his coworkers, which is a female, out to dinner, do you think that's cheating? And it's just them two.
it just depends on the intent. If they're just friends, then no. If it's a business dinner, then definitely not.
And what if they go out and he's drinking and he's too drunk to drive home and he spends the night at her house?
I mean, if he really just spent the night at her house because he was too drunk, then I would
Yeah.
say thank you, ma'am, for not letting him drive home drunk. But I mean, if he goes over
Would you
there
have
and just
doubts on
passes
what
out, that's
happened?
fine. I would. I definitely would be like, what's the deal? But I mean, I just feel like a relationship is all about trust. And I have guy friends. I have
Mm,
lots of guy friends. I have mostly guy friends.
mm.
Uh and I go to dinner with them. I hang out with them and my boyfriend is okay with that. And if he has girlfriends, friends that are girls, then it's that's fine too. I think it's just all about trust, really. We have a thing where like we are exclusive. No, I mean we have feelings for each other, but just because diseases and things like that, you just don't want to get and spread. So
Wait, so
I
you,
think
you guys
that's
are like in an open relationship?
no, I don't think that we're in an open relationship because we don't have sex or like anything with other people. We're
Mm.
exclusive in that regard.
Uh, okay. What if he came up to you and said, "Okay, I want to try this open relationship thing, but we just have to have a set of rules where we don't bring people to each other's houses. We don't and we don't talk about what we do with other people." Would you be down with that?
So the only reason why I wouldn't, because I've considered an open relationship before, but I just feel like sexually transmitted diseases are just too easy to catch and, you know, give to other people. And so that's the reason why I wouldn't want to do that. But it's not because like I'm not interested in it, because I would be interested in it.
Mm,
But I know, like, because condoms just don't like protect 100%. And yeah, I
yeah.
don't know. It's just too risky.
Okay. Wow. This is. Do you wanna? This is the time where I want you to like promote whatever you want to promote. If you want to tell the people where they can find you on Instagram, or if you want to promote your OnlyFans again, I'm pretty sure a lot of people will be looking you up after this.
Oh my goodness.
And and yeah, this is your time to shine. So basically, just say whatever
Um,
you fuck you want to say.
okay. I don't really have anything that I want to promote really. I mean, you can follow me on Instagram and then I have like links to all my things on there.
Okay.
Uh, I'm not gonna give my link out just on here, but you can find me on Instagram. Candace Myers, I think, is my username.
Mm.
Not 100% sure, but yeah,
Can I get
I
a
don't really have anything to promote.
Can I
Hmm.
get a discount code for this OnlyFans since I interviewed you?
Yeah, hit me up on Instagram. I'll send you a discount code.
All right, cool. Well, Candace Myers, let's keep in contact. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. You should come visit the Bay Area. You'll probably love it. San
I
Francisco.
I have yes, I want to go to San Francisco next. That's like as soon as all this COVID stuff is over, I hope to go back to Cali. I really loved it there. I would move there, honestly.
What's stopping you?
So money. But maybe if this OnlyFans thing keeps working out,
I
who
mean,
knows?
I'm pretty sure you can do the OnlyFans in San Francisco as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I just got to save the money to get over there first.
Yeah. Well, if you come, make sure to look me up. I'll show you around and shit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'd love that.
All right. Well, Candace, thanks once again. This is Everyday Celebrity Media News, and we will see you guys next week. Candace, you be safe, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are. That was our episode, our bonus episode of Everyday Celebrity Media News. Thanks to Candace Myers. Like I said, this is a weekly interactive news show. You can watch it live on Facebook. You can watch it the next day on Everyday Celebrity Media YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. And like I always say, fuck with me. But fuck with me so hard, you fuck with me raw. You know what I'm saying? Peace.